What's up, guys? More Medic One here, and today customer states that the gas gauge on his golf cart shows empty even though the tank is full. Let's go check this thing out and see what we can diagnose. Let's test the gauge and see if we have a problem with the gauge. I've already got a pretty good idea of what's wrong with it. Here is the sending unit, and if we take those wires off, it's so very easy to test whether you have power to your gauge. And all the wiring from the sender here to the gauge is you just take and touch these two together, and when you look at your gauge, it should be full. And it is. I'm going to let go of these two wires and it should go back to empty. So with that simple test, we know that all the wiring from the gauge on the dash to the sender is good. So I know without a shadow of a doubt that our sender is probably the culprit. Snake that up out of there, and you can tell, look at all the rust. The tank is made of plastic, and if you ever get any moisture in here, it's going to rust any of the metal parts, and that's the only metal part in this tank. Let's take a look down in here. I want to show you all of the gunk and varnish. Do you think they were having some carburetor problems? Look at all the chemicals they've been pouring in this tank. B12 Chem Tool, Seafoam, even got a can of carb spray over there. They said they had to use the carb spray to get it started. But let's check down in here. Right here is the fuel pickup, and you can see that to the left here in just a second. That tank has got a lot of sediment and dirt, so we've got to get that all out of there. I'll come back here in just a few minutes and we'll take a look what it looks like. It's not perfect, but it's way better than it was. All I did was pour a little fresh gas in here, and I shoved a whole bunch of shop rags down in there, swashed them around with my long pry bar, and basically wipe the inside of the tank out with rags. But as you can tell, it did pretty good. So right here, I've ordered a new sender unit from our local Napa. It should be here in a few hours or so, and let's get it installed and we'll see if we fixed anything. Hey guys, we got the new sender in, and I'm going to show you, this is the universal one, so we're going to have to modify it just a little bit, but let me show you how to do it. All right, so the old sender is this long and this new one is a lot longer. What you do, you can loosen these screws and then you can move this body to match your old one. Pretty simple. And your arm, you'll just take this screw out right here, remove this piece, and then we'll install the float arm, and then we'll just cut off the excess, what we don't need. So we can actually go ahead and test this and pretend that it's down in the tank, and you can move this by hand. And that should be empty. And I'm gonna pan over here and show you guys that it shows empty. I'm gonna use my left hand and I'm going to put it about halfway. And there we go, there's half a tank. And now I'm gonna put it on full tank. Works great. Half tank and empty. Alrighty, so I've got the length pretty much nailed down. You don't have to be exactly perfect, but the main thing is you want your float to be about the same position and dimensions. Alright, I feel pretty confident that our float height is the same now. So all we do is tighten our set screw, and then you can just take a whiz wheel and cut off your excess. Alrighty guys, we got everything good to go. Put a new gasket right there on the tank. Slide our float in. Slide our sending unit in. Alrighty guys, we got her bolted down. If we look down in here, we can see that we got maybe a quarter tank. And that's exactly what we're reading on the gauge. I really like this adjustable fuel sender from VDO. It's always worked great, and it don't have to be just for a golf cart. So hey, if this content helped you out, give me a thumbs up and smash that subscribe button. And while you're there doing that, go ahead and click that bell and that heart to get all my new videos. Y'all have a good day. More Medic 1.